Okay. I don't know how to pronounce what that guy calls himself. Ace, Y, or whatever he is. He says, he's right. Present your case with facts rather than assumptions. Be specific. Stay on topic and show some evidence of your claims instead of making comparisons to things that happened 40, 60 years ago. Okay, that's fine. And I'll let you see me while I'm doing it. Okay, my argument is simple. The trolls assaulted me. I fight back to protect my personal property and dignity. And being aware of what trolls' purpose is, I fight for future property, freedom, and liberty. And then, okay, so you want to know? Well, if I was to go get a job, or if I was to go out there and do stuff, my name is dragged through the mud by these trolls. Meaning that I have to explain to myself, I have the burden of explaining to myself what has happened and transpired for these trolls to do this to me. Or, as Montegraph would say, most companies won't want to hear the argument. They just want to have good profits, and I don't blame them for wanting good profits. But what the trolls have done to my good name has dragged it into the mud. Okay? And for that, they have destroyed my life. Okay? That's what the trolls have done to me. Getting a job is incredibly hard, especially if somebody Googles my name. And that is done by many trolls who I intend to sue. Okay, and if it comes down to more than sue, then I'm not going to be making any threats or anything, but it's to the point where it has gotten out of hand that so many people have their name associated with trolls because they've gone online and said the wrong thing. Okay, so I'm going to just read this out one more time. And Montegraph really went into that and said about the trolls. So Montegraph knows what the trolls can do to a person. Okay, and keep that in mind. Okay, my argument is simple. The trolls assaulted me. I fight back to protect my personal property, which is my ability to earn money, and my dignity, and being aware of what the troll's purpose is. Okay, and I'll delve into that later. I fight for future property and freedom and liberty. I also fight for integrity of the justice system. Any actions towards the trolls while they are responsible for atrocious crimes against humanity is justified on that fact alone, that they've destroyed my ability to get work. They've destroyed any kind of just by putting out what's her name, putting out that video on my cat and using my name. They've destroyed any ability, and they have no she's done no research to find out about the cat. She's done that maliciously. They have and that cat, the damage to that cat was assault by not cyber stalkers, but gang stalkers, which is a whole other problem I had earlier, because I confronted other situations that were not right. Okay, continuing on. I fight back to protect my personal property and dignity, and being aware of what the troll's purpose is, I fight for future property, freedom, and liberty. I also fight for integrity of the justice system. Any actions towards the trolls while they are responsible for atrocious crimes against humanity is justified. The trolls work for a eugenics project that has been outlined in the Georgia Guidestones, protected by CCD cameras, meaning those guidestones are not a prank. According to Canadian law, lethal force is justified to combat lethal force. In other words, between a scale of 1 to 10, how dangerous do I mark trolls as? I put them at the extreme level of danger. Okay, and that's why it would be hard to get work. It's they can cut off your food. They can cut off your, they can contact people, cut off all incomes to you. And this is for the purposes of winning their argument. And their argument cannot be won. It definitely very lethal to let a troll win this argument. Okay. Ace Noy, or whatever you are, I have shown you the facts. It is you who has failed to counter those facts. Cancermannightmare has failed in the Waco argument, as well as his argument to why he protects Monograph, who is a ringleader of many trolls. It is legally within my rights and obligation for me to protect the integrity of the Constitution. I have also proof the threat level is lethal and have the right to defend and resist at the same level. Now, some people may say, hey, you're Canadian, what Constitution? Well, it's called the Canadian Charter of Rights. It's still a Constitution. I'm mostly talking to Americans, so understand. Okay? That Constitution is the Constitution. It doesn't matter. It's the Canadian Charter of Rights. It's the Constitution. It's your human rights, your right to liberty and freedom. And you'd understand that no matter if I'm Canadian or American, which my father was American, so that would make me eligible to be American, so you can stuff it. Okay, Cancermannightmare has opened up himself to a Holocaust denial, which is high treason charge. I cannot ignore these crimes and have to find every way to restore justice. In other words, I have to expose this guy. Cancermannightmare, in the Waco video, he basically tries to tell me a whole entire different story of what happened to these people, which was entirely made up of lies. Okay? And with that fact, I'm not trying to accuse the United States of slaughtering. I am actually accusing people that follow the Jesuit oath. So I'm accusing people like Cancermannightmare, who I can prove follows the Jesuit oath. I'm accusing all these trolls of the following the Jesuit oath, which is lie their butts off and protect that system, okay, and protect that corruption. Okay, so it's not really against American people that what happened in Waco. It's actually a Roman Catholic thing. Okay, that's the same thing as the Georgia Guidestones. The Georgia Guidestones were signed RC, Roman Catholic. Okay, the Georgia Guidestones are basically the Jesuit oath. Okay, so Cancermannightmare has opened himself to Holocaust denial because the Jesuits, same guys that got control of the FBI and did that work in Waco, are the same ones that did everything, that owned the Ustasha army and did the Holocaust. Same exact people. So using these trolls to deny truth in this anti-truther movement is all Holocaust denial. And those charges should be made against trolls. At least I'm going to be arguing that point. Okay. To be or not to be, my argument on Monograph is as follows. Monograph is openly admitted to be part of Anonymous. Anonymous is a known pedophile group grown up out of 4chan, fostered by corrupt law enforcement groups that take the blame for crimes against the Constitution. Most of Anonymous I have come across are trolls who have an insane anti-truther philosophy. It can be described as demoralization, which is a communist agenda. And I've used Yuri Bezmenov in Tesla Brotherhood 6. There is a series. Take and check it out. It is showing everything these guys are doing to a T. Okay. The crime of trolling killed William Weeks. My battle in self-defense with him may have tipped the scales. In other words, my battle may have finished him off, but the crime of trolling is what killed William Weeks. Okay? The people involved in the crime are Monograph, Cancermannightmare, Boom to Tigger, and these other people. They're responsible for William Weeks. Myself, I am a victim of trolling. Okay? I do not make it my job to sit online. I am forced to sit online to defend my integrity. Which some of you don't get that, because you're going to end up with a lot of people upset, like me, that have no choice but to come online and confront you. It's because you've taken away my livelihood. You've taken away everything. And you've left me with nothing but the fight. And then you complain that I'm here fighting. See, that's my point. Okay, Cancermannightmare claims William Weeks is unstable. Pushing him would be a crime. Cancermannightmare has trolls on his account pushing people 24/7 and making the same claim, I am an unstable. On his account, he trolls. On his account, he has trolls that pushed William Weeks. Account called Boom to Tigger is owned by Nightsaber01, which is on his account pushing people and leading him and talking points and basically running the show as far as his page 24/7 to make sure that nobody gets away with spamming his page. These trolls are guards that William Weeks has confronted, as well as I have. So his argument of people being unstable and that they're vulnerable citizens is bunk, because William Weeks chose to be a troll. Okay, so I'm going to read this out because I wrote it a lot better. I will argue I am sane. However, if Cancermannightmare claims I am not sane and unbalanced like William Weeks, why has he done ad hominem attacks designed to break down a person's sanity? My logical conclusions are that Cancermannightmare has no concern for my stability, had no concern for William Weeks' stability at the time. William Weeks was tortured by his trolls. William Weeks accepted his role as a troll, and in Cancermannightmare opinion, William Weeks is ultimately responsible for his actions. So, to be honest with you, I should not have to explain myself about William Weeks. I really should not have to, because the guy openly threatened with poisons, threatened with guns, threatened with anything he could get his hands on. Okay, the guy acted insane online. Okay, but you see, there is a pattern with that. See, with Cancerman COINTELPRO, he's throwing a knife at a bunch of books with Montegraph swinging a broom, and it just gets crazier and crazier. And this is all the same thing COINTELPRO does. They get some big wrestler on there, they get some big tough guy, they get a mafia-looking guy with a patch in his eye. The guy comes on, talks tough, and they use these items to influence. Much the same as, well, Montegraph out of his wisdom. I'm not calling it wisdom, but I'm just kind of being ironic. Put this guy up, and he puts him up a fair few times. Okay, his advertising. We got time. Monograph. He puts. Okay, skip this ad. It's called FPS Russia. Okay. And this is exactly what Cancermannightmare does.
I have something pretty nice for you today. This is the AA-12. It's a fully automatic 12-gauge shotgun. It's a military weapon. You're getting 300 rounds per minute. And the thing about this gun, it's complete stainless steel construction, and you don't need to clean it, you don't need to lubricate it. It just keeps going no matter what. In any weather condition, whether you're a marine, whether you're a SEAL coming out of the ocean, everything joins. This is the magazine. I've got the 20-round drum mag. Also comes with an 8-round box magazine, and got some cool targets for you today. So let's see what we can do.
Okay, so anyway,
One thing is really cool. Fully automatic.
There's a lot of these guys that come out on, there's a lot of these guys that come out and they're experts at killing. Okay, they are COINTELPRO. I call Cancermannightmare COINTELPRO. He denies it. He is COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO is not just against the Russians. Okay, COINTELPRO was against black people. That's proven. Okay, like all the facts can be proven on that, because if you just type in COINTELPRO, you'll get all the facts. Okay, that's my point. Like And when I say that Cancermannightmare is communist, that's communist tactics that he is using.